Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm going to make a video because I haven't made one in quite a long time about RedPower computers and a little sort of mechanism I made which sort of helps you make a server for your house or village or whatever you're trying to make. And I'll just show some examples of how I've done it and what it can possibly be used for. So first of all, you can see I've got 3 computers here, all running on the 4th disk. That one isn't running. Give me a second. Turn it off and on again. Always works. You've got to remember that. Yep, it's on. Right. They're all running here on mine OS, and they're running from the 4th boot disk. And you know, it's got some white lights up here. As you can probably tell, they're going to do something, and that door's probably going to open or something mischievous like that. This is the floppy drive, okay? This has got the 4th disk in it at the moment, and I thought of the idea because originally I realised that you couldn't have multiple monitors on one CPU, so I thought there must be some sort of way around this. So, because I was going to basically have one computer with some extra RAM modules and have that as the one computer that runs on, then have multiple monitors coming off. But it turns out that you can't actually do that, because it doesn't support multiple monitors. So I decided to have a computer for every single monitor I have, which are on the other side by the way, and these are going to control, all these computers can control this one I/O expander, okay, and they get their data from here, and that goes to all them basically. And then I've got one that goes underground there. I'll probably do, what the hell was that? That should go okay. I'll probably just do an example on that in a minute. But as you can see, you've got a bundle cable here coming out of the I/O expander and goes off into orange and white. The colouring orange and white are special because white corresponds to number 1 in binary and orange corresponds to number 2 in binary. And then it goes on to magenta, which is 4, and then light blue, correct me if I'm wrong, which is 8, I believe. But yeah, anyway, I'll show you this in... Oh god, it's getting dark, give me a second. Anyway, I'll show you this in how it's going to work and what it can be possibly used for. So first of all, I'll just show you that they can all control these this one I/O expander. So for example, if I do, for example, one IOX set, this is going to open the door, isn't it? Because it's got, right, it's coming out of this computer here, it's like blah blah blah, we want to set it to 1 on. So that's just showing that 1 is on. Comes out the bundled cables, goes into white, because white corresponds with 1, orange corresponds with 2, and then it just powers this and opens the door. So then I'll show you now that 2 computers can be used for this, which is one IWAX RST, and I should close it because RST just means turn off basically, or reset. This will be on orange, so that will be 2, and I'll just show you that now. So 1 IO, oh, my bad. 2 IOX set, and that's in on the lights, and 2 IOX RST. Let's turn them off again. And I'll show you how I'll show you the actual server sort of side of it, which means they can all run the same programs. Okay, this is the thing that I was trying to achieve in my old house, which got blown up with a nuclear reactor. But yeah, I'll just make a program on here. So I call it door, I guess. First of all, it's going to do one IOX set, and then it will want to probably wait 100 ticks for it. So 100 ticks, and then 1 IOX RST, which will then turn off again. So you understand that. Compile it, and now if I type door, it'll do the door, open it for 5 seconds, and then close. And of course, if you go onto here and type door, because it's using this, oh wait, Yeah, right. This is what I'm trying to show you. It doesn't... Basically, when it gets the data off here, when it boots up, and stores on it and then it stores the data from the floppy disk onto this CPU, like temporarily, until it's turned off and then on again, which will then fetch the data from there again. So I'm going to want to save that. You see that door thing? I'm going to want to save that command to the server so all the other computers can use it. So what I'll do, to take out the fourth disk, replace it with a blank floppy, and then I'm going to want to save it. Save, and I'll call it server, just to be ironic. And now that should be saved, and the command should be able to be used on here. Or can it not? This is a problem that I was trying to overcome, and I sort of just decided that, you know, the way to do it is just turn it off and on again, right? It always works, doesn't it? Here we are, booting up again. As you notice, it's only got 570 bytes free now because it's used them and stuff. So if I type door now, it does open, and that should open for 5 seconds. It should just be the same command as that. And this can be used for so many things. You don't understand right, actually, depending if you're technical minded, you probably don't understand how much this can be used in the world of Minecraft. For example, you could use it for turning off and on a reactor, and you could have one computer in your bedroom, and one in your luxury swimming pool, and one in your entrance to your house. It just sort of all sinks in, and just to show you, if you wanted to have it in like a village, so everyone had a computer which can control like stuff, like turn on the lights in the village or something, everyone could have a computer which could control this. For example, I could go over to this computer here, which is, by the way, connected underground. You see, my ribbon cables, and it's got a computer there. If I were to just go on my computer and start it up, it should be running on the server. I haven't tested this, so alright. And if I do, actually, I'll probably do 2 IOX set. And now this should turn on the lights. And as you can see there, the lights have been turned on. And we made a successful server. And this is probably the best way I've sort of come around it, but there is probably better ways, but this is sort of my way, okay? I'm not saying it's the right way, but if you did find this video useful, remember to subscribe, like, comment, and feel free to do whatever you want, okay? I hope you enjoyed. Peace off.